Alright everybody, here we go with the first raid upload for my Halloween season special. We're going to do a full clear of Naxxramas here on my hunter. Just got to figure out which wing I want to do first. Think I'll do the construct quarter. Alright. One of my favorite raids of all time. I wasn't able to do it during vanilla, but I did get the privilege of doing it during its revamp or its redo in Wrath of the Lich King, which I think was awesome. Bringing it back, I'm kind of hoping they do the same thing in Legion, maybe with Karazhan. That would be pretty awesome, I think. If they brought back Karazhan for a raid in Legion. These slimes used to be a pain in the butt. I remember if they hit you, man, you were dead. I'll never forget that. Alright, I made the jump. Cool. Yeah, if you hit this slime stuff here, it will take your health down pretty low. See? Pretty low. Luckily I'm high level, so I don't have to worry about dying from mobs after I step in it. So there's our first boss we're gonna do there, Mr. Patchwerk. I think this is a perfect video for a Halloween kind of feel special here because if you don't know, if you ever played an Alliance, um, uh, down in Duskwood, which is kind of like a haunted forest, basically, it's the way I look at it. I mean, it's got a cool horror feel to it. Um, there's a construct there by the name of Stitches, and back there in BC, he was kind of like the Fell Reaver of Duskwood. You went AFK, you thought, oh, let's go on the road, and I'll go AFK on the road. I'll be safe on the road. There's no other mobs that'll kill me. Wrong. Um, Stitches will show up, and he will destroy you. Um, I think it was Cataclysm when they decided to make Stitches into like a quest type deal. Like it was your choice to kill him, Vanilla, Burning Crusade, whatever, in Wrath. It was your choice to kill him, and if you did, he dropped a quest item that you could turn in. But he was actually part of a quest where he actually makes it to Duskwood, Darkshire, and actually attacks the town. So,
Patchwerk want to play.
but this is a cool fight.
What happened to
We just destroyed him. We got the achievement, make quick work of him, which is to defeat him in 25 player mode in less than 3 minutes, which was very hard back in the day. Very hard to do. Um, Not so hard now. I mean, I'm level 100, so this is kind of an easy fight. So we're gonna go over here to the next boss, which I think is it's not Grovulus, is it? You gotta forgive me. I don't remember all the names. Um, yep, it is Grovulus. I was right. It's Grovulus. It looks like I'm not getting my scroll over tooltip, so let me reload my UI real quick. That happens from time to time. Yep, now I got it back. Okay. Oh, okay. And I know y'all probably seen me hit this. I have a macro here. Here you said it said for our camera view. Um, we actually found this macro back in Wrath for the Malagos fight. And you see here, this is as far back as you can zoom out. I like to zoom out because I did a lot of PvP because I want to see what's coming behind me. So this camera macro here, if you click it, I can zoom way out, like way out, make my character look small. Let me pull that up and show you guys that macro real quick before we do this next pull. There it is, slash console camera distance max factor 4. If you want more info on that, just hit me with a message on YouTube or on Twitter, and I will send the macro to you personally if you want to use it. It's a nice macro to use. Um, so I prefer it because I like to have my camera zoomed out. It was real good for the Malagos fight, so you could be zoomed out to see the orbs. Um, I also liked using it for PvP. Once we started using it for Malagos, I've used it since. I've used it since. Going into battlegrounds, I could see people, coming up behind me where you may not be able to see them before, but with that you can. It was really beneficial. I kind of wish I had it in Burning Crusade for all the Warlock rogue battles I had, duels and stuff. Let's wait for them to come up here. Set up a trap. This raid is so easy now, but I just love it. I love this raid. They haven't really had a raid like this in a while. I mean, we had Karazhan in Burning Crusade. We had this in Wrath of the Lich King, and then several other excellent raids in Wrath of the Lich King. They were humongous and just had a good feel, with them. I love the way the raid feels. Um, I don't really remember one like that in MOP besides maybe Siege of Orgrimmar. That was the last raid. Um, this fight here, Gluth, he would spawn these zombie undead ads, and what your tank would usually do is they would take them back to the door here, and then you would have somebody kite the ads around until he go to absorb them, and they'd all gather together to walk toward him, and you would just do massive AoE to bring them down. If you let them get to him, they would heal him, so it would almost make the fight unfinishable if you let him get healed. But yeah, I kind of miss these type of raids. I'm hoping they do raids like this during Legion. I know in Warlords we got the Hellfire Citadel, which is pretty cool, and a couple others, but not nothing like this. Nothing like this that was huge and just outrageously fun. The Blackrock Foundry was okay, but you didn't have nothing like this, and we haven't had this in a while. So I'm kind of hoping they bring this back. To kill him, he'll probably pop back up before this guy gets here, which is fine. Oh, I need to take off aspect of the pack. Hopefully that finishes the fight. There, we can jump down here to Thaddeus. Put back on aspect so we can make the jump. I hated missing that jump back in Wrath. It sucked. Um, if your raid missed, if part of your raid missed that jump, it'd be terrible because you'd land down here, your health would go down, you'd have to go back and reattempt it. And then you see you have the polarity here, negative charges. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to put negative in with negative and positive with positive. That increase the damage on him because he has a huge health pool, as you see, 15.5 million. This was back in Wrath, so that's insane for the first raid of the expansion. Kel'Thuzad here. It's the final boss of the raid. So we complete a construct quarter. Let's see if we can find Mr. Bigglesworth. Kel'Thuzad loses his mind when you kill Mr. Bigglesworth. We'll go ahead and go in here to the military quarter where you have Instructor Vesuvius and the Four Horsemen.
Do not continue. Turn back while there's still time.
Is if you don't know, the original Four Horsemen boss fight for Vanilla WoW, you had a chance of getting the corrupted Ashbringer. which very few people have it. But if you have it now, it's a cool transmog because it's unattainable now, because the raid doesn't exist anymore for vanilla, and it's not in this. It's not part of the drop or the loot for this Naxxramas. So you gotta love Barrage. It's such an awesome move, an AOE move. It just drops stuff so fast. This fight right here was one of my favorites that we're coming up to for Naxxramas. I just love. I loved having to have the tanks jump on, you know, in mind control the little guys down here, and the tanks would jump on the orb to mind control them, and then you would get take control of his ads to tank him because he would one shot a tank. Instructor Vesuvius would. But the part I love about this fight is, see, I'm a 80s guy. I'm a 80s kid. So I was born in the early 80s. One of my favorite movies as a kid was The Karate Kid, and this is your Sensei Reese here, of the Cobra Kai. He throws out some Cobra Kai Karate Kid lines, which I thought was hilarious while we were doing this fight. And I love it that Blizzard put that in. Let's see.
Show them no mercy.
Show them no mercy. Let's take on
An
it.
honorable.
He would throw out the show them no mercy. Mercy is for the weak. When you have an enemy, you know, merciful is for the weak. You know, you show your enemy no mercy. It was just hilarious. I loved it. One of my favorite fights of the raid. So easy now, though. I mean, most of this raid is pretty much face roll. I mean, it's unless you want to try to get some of the achievements, and some of them are still even face roll for the, for being level 100 now. But so fitting for a Halloween event. I mean, you've got all the undead, all the ghosts, all the horror-esque type things in here. I mean, you got the constructs, which are like a Frankenstein type thing, and then you've got the ultimate lich, which is Kel'Thuzad, which I've actually heard rumors that he may be making a comeback during Legion, or sometime down the road, which would be awesome because we don't really kill him. I mean, we have to destroy his phylactery or something like that to totally take him out, and we do not do that. I remember back in the day when you would pull Gothic, you could you'd everybody'd want to try to get a hard hit on him to take his health down some. And like right now, if you were like on a warlock or something, you could probably chaos bolt him for his entire health. But they took that away to where you can't take any health away on the initial pull. So they changed that up a little bit. This right here just takes forever. I mean, this is so annoying. It just takes forever for the fight to actually start because you got to do all this ad stuff. And the way it would work in a 25 man is you would just split your raid group. You'd put half your raid group on this side and half the raid group on the living side, half the raid group on the dead side, and you would just back and forth. The groups would kill on the living side, and then all the stuff would pop back up on the dead side, and you would kill them on the dead side, and then you just keep doing it. The fight didn't seem that bad back in Wrath because you were constantly doing something, but right now, like, as a solo, you're sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting, and you kill stuff so quick, you're just like, can we just start the fight already? um, but it's an awesome fight. Gothic the Harvester is one of the easiest fights in the raid. He had some cool transmog gear. It's the only thing I didn't really like about this raid. The only thing you can really get out of it by soloing it, at level 100 is just transmog, basically. This is the closest you're going to get to getting the same skins as your tier from vanilla. Um, and the color is different, but if you do it on 25, you've got the tier 7.5, and then it's just regular tier 7 with 10. But they're same skin, just different colors. But as of now, if you want that type of look, I mean, it's not the same color, but it is the same skins from the stuff from vanilla. I think it was, I don't remember if it was tier 2 or tier 3. Like I said, I didn't really play in vanilla, but this is where you got to get it at. I mean, this is as close as you're going to get to that. I mean, when they, like during Burning Crusade, you had the tier gear was, nice, but you could also get the PvP gear, which was the same skin as the tier gear, just a little different of a color. Um, the cool thing, though, is I kind of wish they would bring that back. Because I like some of the tier gear's transmog look, especially from like warlords and stuff. I would like to see that in Cataclysm. I mean, not Cataclysm. I don't can't remember what the tier gear. I think they did. I think they took it out in Cataclysm. I'm not sure. I know they took it out here in Wrath. Like the PvP gear looked different than the tier gear, but I would kind of like to see that in Legion, where they would bring that back to where the PvP gear. Like if you're a PvPer and you like the way the transmog looks for or not even the transmog, but the way the tier gear looks, you could do PvP and get the same type of skin. Now I understand that they're going, they want more skins, more options available, but hey, at least make that an option to where you can, even if it's not even PvP gear, but you can, with honor or whatever, buy like the stuff they added in the garrisons here, where you could buy that gear from the like the war mill or whatever to transmog. Maybe you could put that as an option in to where you can get tier gear that same way and transmog it. I think that would be really awesome, especially some of the older tier gear. I mean, because you're not going to build a solo Warlords of Draenor raids in during Legion. Probably you should probably build a solo, MOP pretty easy, but soloing the Warlords raids will be a little bit more difficult. I mean, it'll be possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's going to be impossible. It'll be far more difficult than it will, an expansion away. So now we're heading to the Four Horsemen here. Take out that shade real quick. You can make a decent amount of gold running this raid because there's so many mobs in here. I would recommend though having your bags completely empty if you're gonna loot everything. I really would, because you're gonna fill them so quick and there's no vendor. You'd have to go outside the instance to vendor stuff. So what we'll do is we'll run up here and we're gonna try to get the achievement for killing them all within I think 15 seconds of each other. So run up, pull them, drop this, just sit here and wait. Put my pet on. There we go. Get them all close by. Nail them there. Now we're gonna pop the barrage.
What a bloody waste this is!
Yep, we got it. They all go down together. You kind of have to like bring them to each other. Yep. 15 seconds with each other. There's some cool transmog on the off of the Four Horsemen. And see, we got one of them, the staff for casters. Damnation. I love that transmog piece. There's also a cool sword that drops off of him, and that's not it. I can't remember what it's called. But it's a cool two-handed sword that you transmog. Let's see here. Let's go to the next one. So we only have 16 back slots left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step out here because I don't need any of this transmog gear. I think I have it all already. So I'm gonna hop on my mammoth mount and I'm going to sell this
How you
stuff.
doing, man?
So much stuff to sell. Step back into the raid. You can do that. That's an easy way to vendor stuff here. Let's go to the next quarter. I like to save the Arachnid quarter for last because it's the quickest one. So we'll go through here and do the play quarter real quick. Those little gargoyles right there used to be a pain in the butt because they'd start casting that stone skin or whatever, and you would have to kill them before they get it off. So, like I said, this is an easy raid. It really is. I mean, it's not too hard and it's fun. It's fun to run. It's so talking about nostalgia type things. Fun thing is here trying to kill Noth the Plague Bringer before he can
I
pop up on his
command.
platform, which is easy to do
I
now.
will serve the master in death.
We used to do that when we run it and try to get him down as much as we can because he'd pop up on this platform up here, this balcony, and he would spawn these ads out of the skeleton bone piles here. And I think this is a real good area right here to get cloth and other goodies. You just AoE the crap out of all of it. I mean, I'm not really here for cloth or anything like that, so I'm just here to complete the raid. I'll just aggro everything, bring it with me. My cat will kill as we're running through. He'll pick them off one by one. Then we'll do Heigan the Unclean. We got a serious pull here. Put down a trap. Hit him with a multi-shot. Safety dance. Funnest one of them all. Shoot slime up out of the floor. You would through these cracks, and you would have to kite him around the room. If you got too close, if you're a caster, he would kill your haste. Your casting time would be creeping. It would turn a incinerator shadow bolt cast from a 2 second cast to like a what felt like a 30 second cast. So we're gonna take him down really fast. Oh, and much respect to melee classes because I didn't play melee. I played a warlock. Um, so I'd be one of the guys up here, standing at the back, DPSing them, and the tanks would keep them out as far as they could. But to melees and tanks, so much respect to you guys for being able to move while attacking and doing this without getting hit by that slime wall. Because you don't get the safety dance if one person gets hit or dies from it. So, and it would basically one shot you. And I wanted that trinket so bad back in the day. It used to be hit rating though, and not crit. So, but they took out hit and brought in versatility, which I think is. I don't even want to get started on versatility. To me, it's one of the dumbest stats they've added in the game ever. It's as a warlock to me, it's basically useless, and so much gear has it just sitting there on it, and it's just like a waste of a stat to me. I mean, I can see, for I wouldn't have a problem if they kept it for tank gear, or maybe even healing gear or whatever. But for like a warlock, it's completely useless. And I know everybody's going to be like, why would you want them to bring hit back? I didn't really say that. I prefer hit rating over versatility. I hated having to hit cap. I mean, it got easier over the years because in BC, buddy, it was 25%. So you put a lot of time trying to get your hit up because you had to have 25% hit to be hit capped. This one, the way to do this is to not kill the spores near him, which we got. He didn't even pop them, spore loser. That's for the achievement of that. He does drop a pet, too. So, but there's no mounts or anything in here. So that quarter is down. Let's go to the Arachnid quarter. Take it down. We'll do it real quick. Shouldn't take that long. Like I remember when they brought in mastery and people were like, "What is what is this?" Um, that was in I think that was in Wrath when they brought that in. In Cataclysm, and then they brought in multi strike during MOP. So stuff seems to kind of hang around, but
Yes, run. It makes the blood pump faster.
my pet wasn't even in for this fight. But it's funny. Just shows you don't need your pet. You don't need your pet, even if you're Beast Mastery like I am. And the reason why I play Beast Mastery is because it's to me it's the funnest spec. I like having the Spirit Beast pets. I mean, they're some of them are difficult to get. Um, the one I got is the guy from Wrath, the Spirit of I can't remember his name, but he was in Sholazar Basin, and I remember looking for him forever and ever and ever and ever, and I could never find him. And then my hunter used to be a miner, so I was flying around mining one day, and I just happened to catch him on my mini map because I had Track Beast on, and I swooped down and got him. And it took me a while to get him, and I know a lot of people who still don't have him that would love to have him. So, because originally he had a Moonfire ability, which was pretty wicked, and he still has a heal. He's like my own personal druid, basically. I mean, he's got a spirit mend and all that stuff. He's my own personal druid, so can't complain.
Nothing. You are acolytes of the Master now. Kneel before me, the cause without question. Master, the greatest glory is to die in the Master's service.
Here comes all my ads now. Let's take off that. Let's see what she dropped. I do not want all this crap that they have. I just want what she dropped. Alright, I got it. That fight, you'd have to take out her little council up there first that she had up there with her, and then you would take her down. Wasn't a bad fight. I mean, it wasn't. It was. This is one of the easiest quarters to do in Naxxramas. This is usually the first quarter everybody did just to get some free loot. So, I don't think I ever was in a guild that didn't do this quarter first. And at least until later on in the expansion when maybe you didn't really need anything from Nax, but you wanted to come here and run it anyway, just for fun or for people's alts or whatever. Because it was a pretty easy raid, and this quarter was so easy. But back then, you get here, you're like, hey, we're old war geared, or we're ICC geared. Let's do the harder one first. Let's do the harder quarters first. So pretty easy raid. Like I said, I just love the feel of it. To me, it's a great raid. It's so huge. I miss these really huge raids like this, like Karazhan. Just the haunted ear of Karazhan. The feel of it was just delightful to me. I just loved it. All right, we're going up to the last boss here of Maxina, or yeah, Mazina, or whatever her name is. Um, we'll drop her real fast, and then we'll head up there to the top. Head toward Kel'Thuzad. I'm getting all these achievements because I guess I've never. I don't. You know what? My main, was was a warlock, so I didn't get a lot of these achievements on my hunter back in Wrath. We're gonna step out and sell some stuff real quick because our bags are. I got 19 slots left and two bosses, I believe, to go. So we'll hop out again and sell some stuff. Come back in and finish this one up. Then we'll get I'll get a final tally for you guys at the end of the raid and let you know how much gold I made for this full clear on 25 man. So you can kind of see how much gold you could make with doing it the way I did, which is not with not looting other, killing other mobs and looting other mobs. Sapphiron's lair. Love this fight too, man. It was so awesome. Um, you tried to have a frost resistance gear for the fight, so you didn't take so much damage, and then she had a curse if she would drain life, and then she had this massive AOE blizzard that would follow you around, and you wouldn't want to get hit by it because it would destroy you. See the 100 club? That's it right there. Keep your frost resistance under 100. A lot of that's not even in the game anymore. So you got the heroic key to the focusing iris, which is Malagos heroic. I have not done that quest, so I will do that just to get the 29 gold. This is back in the day when you still needed keys and attunements to do certain raids. This is when you kept one whole raid team together. That was your raid team. They stayed that way because you needed attunements, and usually when you did this and you got these attunements on these characters, those guys stayed together as a tight knit group and did the rest of the raids together because they were attuned together. You knew they had the attunement. You're like, oh, I know such and such has his attunement, so we're taking him. Not like that anymore. Kind of really catered to the casuals a little bit more. I mean, I am a casual now, more so than I was then. I was a hardcore WoW player during Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. It died off during Cataclysm because they really killed my Warlock class, and so I decided I did a lot of farming then, did a lot of my gold making. But I kind of wish they would bring something like that back for attunements. Say, hey, to do this raid, you need this key. You know, like they did with Karazhan. Because I remember busting my hump for that Karazhan quest. Yes, I do. I'm trying to get that key to Karazhan. I mean, man, the first raid of the Burning Crusade was Karazhan. You had to have a key to do it, which means you had to actually be social and be part of the WoW community without Group Finder and actually find groups to do heroics. And I miss stuff like that. I miss the community. I miss, now the community is, you're a noob and I'm going to troll you. That's what it is. I mean, the community was so much better back then. You had your trolls and you had your bullies and you had your people, that were just absolute douchebags. But majority of it is you had your cool people. You met a lot of people through the game. You had a lot of fun. And, it actually honed your skills. I mean, it really did. By being able to do stuff that way. Now you just jump into a group and everything's so much face roll. I mean, there's still good WoW players, don't get me wrong, but the skill just isn't really there anymore. When it was the way it was back then. The most skillful players I come across now usually are PvPers. Usually they're hardcore arena, so they're not even into PvE really. But hey, who? What am I to say? I mean, the game's 11 years old. What can I expect? I mean, most games die out within the first year of existence. Most MMOs don't last this long. You have Star Wars, which isn't, oh, big whoop-de-doo, not really that big of a deal. Lord of the Rings, which should have really taken off because it was so great. It's just hard to get the following. And then now you got WoW, and WoW's been around for 11 years. So, props to Blizzard, really, on making the game survive as long as it has. That's a feat. That's a feat in its own. It really is. If you've seen me AoEing the crap out of these guys standing back in the corridors, I do that to try and get the achievement for the abomination kills. Because I can't remember how many abomination kills it is, 30 or something like that. I don't remember. It was almost impossible to get during Wrath. It really was. It was not an easy achievement to get. Just let my, here we go. Now I can barrage again. We're about to get Kel'Thuzad to pop out. So I'm going to put this down. I'm hoping he doesn't reset. Nope, here he comes. Bam. And he is down. There it is. Just can't get enough. 18 abominations. These dudes were like little mini bosses, seriously. They were so hard to kill. Basically, your tanks would just pick those up throughout the fight. Your off tank would just pick those up. That's how the fight worked. They are down. Let's grab some loot. Let's see what we got. We got the shield, the Wall of Terror. That is a excellent transmog item for people who want a shield, for tanks or healers or whatever. That's a wicked transmog item. We got the tier 7.5 helms, Betrayer of Humanity. That was the axe that you wanted as a Death Knight at the beginning of Wrath. My friend actually got it on his Death Knight, and there was a sword in here too. Turning Tide, I think, which is an excellent sword for spellcasters, a great transmog. That was a sword I ended up getting out of here. I don't think you can jump through here anymore. When you finished the raid back in the day, you used to be able to just jump out the side here and port you out. But I don't think you can do that anymore. No, it's a wall now. Yep. But that is a full clear 25-man Naxxramas. Like I said, this is one of my Halloween specials for the month of October. For the Halloween holiday, I will do the Hallows End stuff. Try to do the Wicker Man. I'll do the Horseman fight. Maybe the little event where he comes to like Goldshire or whatnot, and some of the older, the starting areas for the Horde. And do that Headless Horseman event there, and maybe some of the other ones, because I think they added in the pirate ships and stuff like this year. I may do a video of me going around and grabbing the trick-or-treat buckets, which takes forever. I may do a little walkthrough. I don't know. That might take a long time. I may not do a video of that. But like I said, if you guys enjoy my videos, please like, subscribe, and comment on them. Maybe comment with something you'd like to see me attempt. Also, go and follow me on Twitter at Sickness Gaming. That's SIKNES Gaming, one word. And go like my Facebook page, Sickness Gaming. It's 2 words, spelt the same way. But again, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy my other videos I upload for the Halloween season. Alright, you guys have a good one.